What's good? What's good? We are back. Another live from Fayettenam. And normally I'm going live on Fridays and Saturdays. But we got a special guest about to come on in a few. We're gonna give him a little bit of time to come on, and we're gonna do this interview with a guy that has one of the most memorable singles of my lifetime. That's for sure. Um, Appreciate anybody that's tuning in. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. That's Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Also, the audio version will go to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Go check out the Paul Pickett podcast, my other podcast. I got 2 new fight interviews that just dropped. Excuse me. One with Justin Martinez, who will be fighting this Saturday at BKFC Pachinga. So check that out. And with a Canadian bare knuckle fighter named James Dalzell. And tomorrow I should be interviewing the one and only Ryan Reber, who's one of my favorite BKFC guys. And let me text our guest and make sure we still good. I got a couple things I want to talk about too. So something I posted about Spotify, and actually both of the things I posted were actually about Spotify that I posted, and it was just something I saw that I thought was one of those I told you so moments without saying I told you so. Let me message our guest real quick. See if he's still coming on. Sometimes, things happen. People get tied up. Smoother Hustler got in a car wreck one time, and somebody else got tied up with something else, and they had to reschedule. But cats are really usually good about rescheduling. 1 second here. We still good. All right, so let's get into, while I'm waiting on him, I'm gonna get into this thing I posted about make sure I got it right. So there are now 200 million tracks on streaming services. 200 million tracks on audio streaming services. Nearly 100 million of them don't even get 10 plays per year. I repeat, out of 200 million songs that are on streaming services, nearly 100 million of them don't even get 10 plays per year. I want that to sink in for a second. I want that to sink in. Let's let that sink in. More than half of the songs on streaming, or about half of the songs on streaming, about half of the songs on streaming get this many plays per year. 10. And all these artists are out here still trying to submit the playlist every day. For what? For 10 plays per year? 10 plays per year. I mean, you talking about a complete waste of time and money to pay for a distribution to stream your music, only for it to get 10 plays per year. That's 100 million songs out of 200 million. And I don't know if our guest is gonna come on, but luckily I'm always prepared just in case. So let's let that sink in. 100 million songs only getting 10 plays per year. I mean, why would you waste your time uploading it to a platform that's oversaturated? That's the thing. Like, Spotify is not really like a search engine. People are not really searching out music through Spotify like that. When people are searching out music, I would argue that people go to YouTube to search out music. For the most part, the majority of people that actually just go searching for music, I would argue, go searching on YouTube. I don't think they're going searching on Spotify like that. And that's the thing. Like, artists got to realize, if your name doesn't ring bells, if your name is not on people's minds every day, and a lot of people's minds every day, why would they go and search your music out? When you upload it to a platform that literally has about 60 to 100,000 songs per day being uploaded now. I remember going to sleep one day, wake up, and it was like headline. Spotify said they uploaded 60,000 songs in a day. I'm like, 60,000? That's ridiculous. Who could listen to 60,000 songs in a day? Who could search between 60,000 songs in a day? So man, I don't know what to tell y'all artists. If y'all keep just focusing on the Spotify, just trying to get on these Spotify playlists, you're not gonna get nowhere. And some people get their 10 little plays, which, you know, doesn't get them no royalties whatsoever, and feel validated. They will feel validated. And I think that's the problem with Spotify. I think we come from an era where you only could get distribution through the labels. So then you started being able to get distribution through sites like CD Baby and whatnot, where anybody could pay for distribution and anybody could upload their music. So these people that couldn't get distribution before, now they're distributing their music through CD Baby. And they get 1,000 plays and they get a $4 royalty check, and they feel validated. And they're telling us, like, look, I made money off of my music. Well, let's think about that. Yes, you made money off of your music, but did you make a profit? How much did it cost to record that song? That isn't even paid for the distribution. Like, unless you're going to one of these free distributors who take a 40-something% of your royalties and distribute it for free, you go to somebody like CD Baby. I mean, CD Baby charges $9 per single to distribute. You ain't even made that back yet. Not even counting studio time. Not counting if you had to pay for the artwork. So no, you ain't made it a profit yet, man. I mean, you could feel validated, like you're making money off of your music because you're getting 1,000 plays here, 1,000 there, and but what can you really buy with that? A loaf of bread and some eggs if you're lucky, and have some egg sandwiches. So yeah, that's crazy, man. And y'all want to keep focusing on Spotify. Y'all want to keep focusing on Spotify. And I have not heard nothing back from the guest yet. I don't know if he got tied up. Something happened. Hopefully nothing bad happened. So there was another post that kind of relates to this. So let's just think about it. I'm gonna go to this next one, but let's just think about that. 200 million tracks on streaming services. Nearly half of them, 100 million, aren't even get played more than 10 times each year. So like, some of these songs are only getting like 7, 8, 9 plays per year. And you just steadily uploading them, steadily uploading them, steadily uploading them. And like, yeah, now on Spotify, but you only getting 8, 9 plays per year. It's time to recalibrate and try something different. So I put out this other post. Where's it at? I just want to make sure I word it right. So it says over 60% of the music on Spotify has been demonetized. 60% of the music on Spotify has been demonetized. So not only are we only getting 100 million, not only the half the songs getting 10 plays or less per year, 60% of the music has been demonetized. So what does that mean? That means that you didn't get the threshold of 1,000 plays in a year for that song, and Spotify has decided, all right, we're going to demonetize this song. That means you can't even generate no royalties off of this song until it reaches 1,000 plays within a 365-day period. So I also said, hey, Spotify is worse than radio. And somebody want to argue and debate with me on like hell it is. Okay, like hell it is. Okay, let's think about this. So the only argument was, look at the royalty payouts. That's the only argument. Look at the royalty payouts. Okay, that's cool, but look at the Spotify royalty payouts. We're talking about actual streams that are supposed to be categorized as record sales, not radio spins, which have always been what they are on payouts. Radio has always been a low payout because radio is an advertising platform. Radio was always designed for breaking music so you could go on tour, so you could sell albums. That's what radio was designed for. Radio was never designed for you to make a lot of money off of radio. Radio was designed for you to promote a single, possibly break that single, turn that single into a hit, be able to go to tour, and be able to sell albums. So let's look at Spotify. Now, Spotify is not that, because Spotify does. You know how many artists Spotify broke in their existence? Zero. Zero. They have the power to break artists, but they don't want to break artists. All the artists that are getting put on Spotify's big playlists, like Rap Caviar and things of that nature, they already broke themselves. They're artists that are already broke. They already got fan base. They're already popping. So radio has broke multiple songs throughout my lifetime and has broke multiple artists throughout my lifetime. Spotify has broke zero. So you got that. Spotify is supposed to be about counting streams as record sales. Well, when you used to sell records back in the days, physical copies, singles sold like for $2-3. So 1,000 people would generally be $2,000 to $3,000 worth of generated revenue. And yeah, you might only get 46% of that if you got distribution, but that's still $460 or more. And Spotify is telling you it's only worth $4. $4. That's like 1,000% decrease. 1,000% decrease. Appreciate you tuning in, Chris. Appreciate you tuning in. Waiting on Kool Kim to see if he's gonna hit me back. If not, we're gonna have to reschedule. These things happen, though. So not only Spotify break zero artists, they're telling you your music's only worth $4 per 1,000 people based off of record sales. All right, what's another thing with Spotify? Well, how about the fact that if you actually advertise with Spotify, there's people that actually advertise with Spotify, and Spotify still removes their music for streaming fraud. I repeat, there's people that advertise with Spotify, and Spotify actually removes their music for streaming fraud. Now, you think if you advertise with radio, they're going to remove your music for streaming fraud? No. No, if you actually advertise with radio, more likely to play your stuff. Up, here we go. Here we go. So our guest just popped up, and let me give you a little breakdown. For y'all don't know, he actually had a #1 rap single on billboards and a #2 rap single, all from the same album. Got one of the most memorable songs of my lifetime. And if you call yourself a hip hop head and you don't know anything about this guy, then I hate to say it, you're not a hip hop head. So let's bring on the one and only Kool Kim from the UMCs. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, Cat?
How you doing?
Man, I'm maintaining. How you feeling, cousin?
I'm feeling good, man.
Yo, thanks for having me on the joint. You know what I'm saying? Part of my tardiness. You
Nah,
know what
that's
I'm saying?
good.
I got. Listen, I was watching Mango online. I got caught up. It was a good storyline. I forgot everything at that point because I ain't know my own name. I was like, oh, I was supposed to be on the interview right now.
Nah, that's cool, man. I think you bring in a lot of credibility to the show. I think you're the first guy with the #1 rap single that I interviewed. Some guys, they charted, but I don't think they had a #1 rap single.
Oh, that had shit. You know what I'm saying? You just put me up. I'm gonna have to start charging, Cal. That's
So
bugged out, man. We living in a different world. I'm gonna keep it short with you because funny enough, just the other day, man, I was watching some on YouTube, and someone was talking about how catching the shot, wherever they was at, wherever they, not because I don't want to say a specific location. I'm not even sure if it was Chicago, it might have been somewhere else, but we was talking about excuse me, talking about how they charge for interviews, And I'm like, yo, who is Scrams? I don't even know none of these cats, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's what they doing. And I'm realizing that this dude Charleston White do that too, be charging exorbitant amounts to talk to folks. And I'm like, wow, that's bug because it's ill because just the same as they do that, they charge artists to come do shows sometimes now. And
Yeah.
I think that I don't know, maybe it's a sign of the times or something like that, and maybe I just gotta get hip. You know what I mean? I'm thinking as we talking, but it's like from where I come from, to be able to sit down and talk with excuse me, talk with a
Bless you.
decent journalist, man, and somebody that was serious about, wanted to share your music with their fan base was an honor and a privilege, you know what I'm saying? And, well, the grain I'm from is, for artists performs, they get paid to perform, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
certainly, if you can't, if they're doing a promo show, that's cool, but they certainly ain't required to, pay to get on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, the game is like really backwards. I don't know if it really is in a beneficial way either, but it definitely, I think that, cats will have to rethink the business models. I think, everybody's kind of moving in scam season and, or get mine season and not moving in functional business models. You know what I'm saying? Because a functional business model creates partnerships between entities that allow for mutual benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you create an opportunity for, like, for me, I come on and, you introduce me in a great way to a great audience, and that audience show me love, or they appreciate my conversation and what I'm about. I get to introduce or reintroduce myself to, your audience, and hopefully earn their support and earn their interest. You know what I mean? And on the other hand, you have the opportunity to interview artists with vast, a myriad amount of insights into
Yep.
hip hop and the culture, and they can share stories and stuff like that. And then ultimately the fans win, because that's really what's supposed to happen anyway. Because, like, what we're supposed to be doing is entertaining the fans, right? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's just the way I think, King. You know what I'm saying? I'm
No,
just
I
maybe
agree with
agreeing.
that. I agree with that because I've had some people try to charge me, but like the thing they got to understand is they got to bring certain kind of numbers to the table in order for to be able to charge. If they don't really like bring anything to the table where more people actually come and listen, it's kind of hard to charge, and vice versa. Plus, I put a lot of work in. I clip up a lot of clips, so like you said, it's one hand washes the other. It should be like a mutual agreement that I'm helping you, you're helping me. We're both bringing something to the table that benefits both.
Actual fact. I mean, I think that's exactly what needs to happen. And I just, I think there's a whole lot more. Like right now, the culture, the music, the vibes are in danger. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop's not dead. It's never been dead.
Yeah.
It's vibrant as it's always been. It may not be the way that we particularly care for it, or I may particularly care for it, but it's alive and well. But well, maybe not so well. It is in trouble, and the reason being is because people are so complacent with the culture and the business of the culture, right?
Hmm.
And so, like, we're getting too caught up in corporate models, which
Hmm.
don't really serve small businesses. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have to, with a lot of us are looking to network vertically, up and down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down here, I want to network with somebody up here, as opposed to networking horizontally. That I'm here, let me find somebody that's on my plane. You know what I'm saying? They go hard, that's working diligently with their stuff, that I could create partnerships with. You know what I mean? I have a new album that I'm working on now called The Eye of God. We can get in that later. But, I need to have media partners, people that have reach, that are willing to work with me as I release this project, because I'm doing it independently. So I can't rely on the corporate structure to support me or the industry structure to support me. They're not going to do that,
Yeah.
because I would represent an antithesis of they uh what they need or what they want. You understand? A mature male, a legendary artist, reemerging, doing classic hip hop, you know, uh on an independent platform is not what the industry wants. You know what I mean? They definitely don't want that. It's not that the people don't want it. They convince the people that they don't want it,
Yeah.
but it's not what the people don't want. You know what I'm saying? The people given the opportunity to make a choice and, really engaging, I'm sure that they'll make the right choice for themselves, you know what I'm saying? And be it whether it's me or somebody else for that matter. But, having those relationships with independent media, it's not bought off, you know what I'm saying? It's not already in the pocket of the corporate structure is super important to artists. And so yeah, man, we've gotta not even figure it out, but we've got to work it out, man. We got to start being a little more proactive about working with each other. And I'm not knocking nobody getting the bag, man, because as you saying, I'm saying, "Oh, shit, how much these cats charging? Because I need to, some of these cats be wasted. Like sometimes I do get on these interviews and I know that I'm being used as a stepping stool to get more viewers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And so in those spaces, I could kind of see the value of saying, well, yo, I'm gonna be on talking to you for an hour. That's an hour out of my time. I'm in the studio working right now, King. I need to, you know what I'm saying? Like I could see that, you know what I mean? But at the same token, though, I think that when you have good outlets, be they good artists or good media outlets, good producers, any number of those type of things, creatives on some level, it's important that we find ways to partner and to collaborate and work together so that the we could come up together, fam. Like I was just talking. I probably I'm going to talk your ear off, B. I'm just I'm
It's
just
cool.
catching. I'm
Cool.
just this bill is coming to me. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I was just talking to my brother Akil from Jurassic 5,
Okay.
and we were while we were talking, man, it was like I was saying to him like, yo, because we got this show that we're doing February 13th up in New Haven, Connecticut. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be myself, Akil, Dinko D from Leaders in the New School, and this crew called SOB, Stars of Beyond, that are out of New Haven, Connecticut. And so the kind of show that we're doing, it's almost like a hip hop and kind of a fusion, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it's not just us, each one of us going on and just getting our man on and be like, yo, I'm gonna catch wreck, here's my songs and I'm gonna do it and walking off stage and being done. Like, nah, we doing it where we all out chilling. And it's like, yo, it's like you in the living room with us and you just catching the vibe. And
Yeah.
it's it's unique. And so I was talking to Kill today, and I was telling them like, yo, because he didn't even realize that I had him booked for the show. And I was like, yo, nah, son, if I'm making a move, son, I'm definitely going to reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm including you in all my movement. Like, are you serious? Cause yo, we peoples, like you hold me
Yeah.
down. You know what I mean? I do an event at my house called Beats and Bars Barbecue, right? And that I do it this is the third year it's gonna happen this year.
Okay.
It happens this year will be April 25th through the 27th. So it's a weekend event, right? And basically I just invite all my supporters to come out and party with me at my home. You know what I'm saying?
Up.
And it's the ultimate hip hop kickback. Yo, we have so much fun. It's a vibe. Cats be performing. We just have a good time, right? And Akil for the last 2 years has come on his own strength. You heard, and be rocking the joint too. He get busy. He's a great performer, man. Great live performer. Doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? Afro come through doing his thing. Dinko came through, did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Mikey D, you know what I'm saying, from Queens
Damn.
came through, did his
Okay.
thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, Cass was out here doing a big one. We had a nice crowd, a live band. But they come out, you know what I'm saying, to come rock. The SOB, who I was talking about, will be performing with. They drove 13 hours from New Haven, Connecticut down here, man. You know what I'm saying? Cass was driving in from Ohio and all over the place, man. Atlanta, everybody was just coming through to just chill at my house. Very complimented, right? But I'm saying all this to say that Cass showed me love on the thing that
Yeah.
I was doing, right? So I'm supposed to, like when my man's is not in the room, I'm supposed to I'm supposed to bring my man's name up if there's an
Yeah.
opportunity that's suitable for him. I'm not supposed to wait. I'm not supposed to be like, oh, nah, I get this and see how I go. And then nah, son, it's a paycheck, son. What are you crazy? We got bills, yo. We working, man. Like, yo, what was we talking about, right? And so when I was talking to him, I was like, yeah, son, nah, son, this how I'm rolling, King. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta understand, like, when you look at cats that's winning, like, look at Adam Sandler, for example, right?
Uh-huh.
Yo, you watch an Adam Sandler movie, yo, you always gonna hear that dude that says, what's he say? Oh shoot, what I just was saying this joint too. It's always that guy that says, you can do it.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm talking about? I don't know what son's
yeah,
name is, but he's always on there. So but you gonna always see him in some kind of role. That's they man's. You heard? That's that.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that. That's that crew from Saturday Night Live. Chris Rock gonna pop up somewhere in there. This one, that one's gonna pop up somewhere in there. Yo, but they gonna always hold each other down. They from that class of Saturday Night Live. They gonna make sure they man's works. He may not, you may not see him in no, I've never seen him really in any other movies. You know what I'm
You
saying?
talking about the guy from Animal, Rob something?
Yes. Rob Schneider,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, yeah. He's in every single Sandler movie, damn near, man.
Yeah,
Every single
because
one.
that they peoples.
Yeah,
And Adam take care of his crew. Yo, this is my crew. I got y'all. And the thing is what people's not understanding, and a lot of people don't get it. So, hopefully Cass is watching. This would be one of growing for y'all, man, if you think about what I'm saying. Cause I know I'm doing a lot of talking, but think about what I'm saying. Like, don't like I'm not one of these artists that have nothing to share. Like I'm giving you right knowledge. Like, think about this for a minute. Yo, people come up, they don't just come up for self. They
yeah,
bring their crew with them.
yeah.
Sadat X is famously known for in the song "Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down." He said, "Come one, no, excuse me, no, not Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down." And shoot, I can't think of the name of the song, but it in the rhyme he says, "Now come one, come all, we about to get hectic. If my crew don't get in, then the X make an exit to the rear. I'm out of here. Don't front on my brothers. I take care of them before I take care of others." You heard? Like, you got to be on that time. And it ain't about, yo, we going to scrap when we get up in there. I mean, if it must be, it must be, but it ain't about that. It ain't about,
Yeah,
yo, I'm violating cats on your behalf. It's about when there's an opportunity, when
yeah,
there's something that can put you in a better position in the position that you're currently in. Shoot, if it's something that might put you in a better position than me, but it suits you, I'm not going to not speak your name. I'm not going to not
yeah.
put, I'm making that plug because you know what else? It makes me fly. I'm dope because of that. I'm dope because, yo, I'm that guy that, yo, if something come through, I got you. You know I'm going to hold you steady. That's
And,
character
and
stuff.
you know
You
who
know what I
else
mean?
does that? Quentin Tarantino put Samuel Jackson in every single movie.
Yo, he got that. There's a whole squad of people that you'll always see in their movies. He
Yeah,
going to work. You know what I'm saying? Spike Lee was on that time. You was
yeah,
going to work. If Spike had a movie, yo, there was certain cat, Giancarlo Esposito, he was going to get some work.
yeah. He's in a lot of movies too.
You know what I'm saying? And that's in his later life where he's able to be in a myriad amount of films. But when you look at it just the start of his career, most of that work was with Spike Lee. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how success really happens. It doesn't happen with people going for self. And funny enough, you know, we haven't even gotten to like any of your questions and stuff. I just ran through a bunch of stuff, right? But if we go to the beginnings of the UMCs, if we talk about UMCs, which is the group that I'm known from originally, um, we were the first rap group that was nationally recognized rap group out of Staten Island.
That was
And
my first question.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. And so we were the first. I knew it was coming, so I had to just
yeah.
start toss that
That
in there.
was my very first question.
But nah, we was the first rap group out of Staten Island. People would say, "Oh no, what about Force MCs?" Well, what's their first record? Their first record was as the Force MDs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
And they didn't come out with, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a rap record. It was R&B record. They're really
okay,
R&B group. You know what I'm saying? A couple of them could rhyme. And back in that time in hip hop, jingles was a thing. So
okay.
like, like you would have like, You remember Gilligan's Island theme song? Oh, this is a
Yeah,
tale of a
yeah.
ship this here. You know what I'm saying? Started on the course, but I have that go, right? That you will come and do a battle and be like, yo, this is the tale of the Force MDs who in it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're bouncing flipper like that. So because they could sing, it was easy bread, you know what I mean, for them to come in there and do that kind of stuff. And they hit a quick rhyme and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. But they are primarily a singing group. And so, but without question though, like, all respects to the Force MCs, Force MDs, rest in peace, Jesse D, TCD, Dr. Rock, um, hey, damn, only person really left right now is Cisco. Only person that's left is Stevie D, of the original members. But even Stevie D recognizes as the first rap group out of
Staten
Staten
Island.
Island. And then but when we came out, it was just me and my mans, you know what I'm saying, that was doing our big one, you know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is, you know, we ain't really know nobody. So we were kind of at the mercy of, who we could meet, who we
Okay.
could get to know. But we wasn't like, it wasn't from the same city, none of the same town. We ain't really know none of these cats like that. Those important relationships that create camaraderie. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And so we was always kind of the outsiders, even though we was, people had mad love for us, man. We was fun guys. So anybody that hung out with us was like, yo, they cool. You know what I'm saying? But that still didn't translate into relationships that when things got rocky for us, we were able to be like, yo, yo, son, yo, what's good, man? What y'all in the studio? Yo, I'm gonna swing through. Let me hang out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me get on the track. Like, we didn't have those kind of relationships. So when things at Wild Pitch got rocky, we didn't really have no fallback. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We had to figure out, we had to figure it out to whatever extent we could. And for the most part, we really couldn't figure it out. Not as a group, at least. You know what I mean?
So I saw a video. I didn't want to watch it because it kind of pertained to one of my questions. Like, why did y'all title the song "Blue Cheese"? I mean, it wasn't really about blue cheese, right?
Nah, it wasn't about anything really, truth be told. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, honestly, blue cheese really truly didn't mean anything.
Okay.
All right. What had happened was RNS had made this beat, right? And the beat to blue cheese, a very scaled down version of it, which to me was the sickest version of it. It
Okay.
was hard. You heard? RNS is, just for context sake, he's like, as production goes, he is the he's like the godfather of that Staten Island sound. So all of what
Okay.
you hear from Wu Tang and all of that, that really comes from RNS.
Okay.
That he's really that guy. He's that guy. Like, it's unfortunate because you know how the game go. Whoever the hunter writes the tale. The conqueror gets to tell the story, but that don't make it actual fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, RNS is that guy. If you're into music and you want, like, King Just, not King Just, but like Shaheem, he's responsible for his first joint.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? So, and a few other people. I wasn't tracking too heavy at one point, but he did a lot of work for Staten Island artists. But um he he was working, him and Haas start working together for a time. And long story shorter, RNS had the beats of blue cheese, and we really wanted it, but he wasn't gonna give it to us or whatever, right? But once we got the deal, you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yo, all right, yo, what's up? Type of thing, right? And we both had a tape of the beat, because at that in them days, right? In them days, you that's crazy, yo. It's crazy that I'm talking about. Yo, sidebar real quick. Yo, one day I was watching this Barry White interview, and he's talking about his brother, how his brother, died or whatever. And after he finished pretty much telling the story, he said, yeah, and then we buried them. He says, and that's how it was in them days. And I was like, damn, something about the way he said it, right? It's like, yo,
Yeah.
that always resonated with me. And so I would be, over the years, I say it, but my wife and my kids be like, that's how it was in them days. Like, but now when I say it, it's like, yo, that's how it was in them days. Like, yo,
Yeah.
back in the day. So in them days, we would, like, yo, I meet up with Haas if he had the tape, or if I had the tape, yo, you double tape of the beat for me, I get the tape. So then when we home, after school or whatever, whatever the circumstances was, we'd get on the phone and be working on a song. So,
Hmm.
it ain't like now. Like nowadays, you could just be like, yo, son, you could be virtually working on it on Zoom or
Yeah. Yeah.
StreamYard or
Yeah.
something like that. Or
Yeah.
you could get on something like, any number, like they got a lot of, VPN sort of things that you could use that you could be working in real time. You could use somebody else's door to get on and get busy. But back then, you could get on the phone and play a tape. And so we was writing Blue Cheese over the phone.
Wow. I never heard nobody writing a song over the phone.
What? And now everybody's writing these songs. That's how. How else was you gonna do it? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like unless y'all was in the studio together. But in them days, you talking about $35 an hour at the studio, $25 an
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And studio equipment wasn't really like so prevalent. Like to get an
Yeah.
MPC, that was like a G. An MPC 2000, like you could catch an Nakai MPC rack module for maybe like 400 or 500. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even catch one for like 100 and change. But you wasn't catching no MPC for no, you know what I mean? Like it ain't like it is now where you could just download, Logic or Fruity Loops or some kind of,
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
digital audio workstation, the door, and go to town. Like it wasn't like that, yo. You had to like go to Sam Ash and go buy that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I had a lot of equipment, you know what I'm saying? Because I was kind of fortunate that way. I wasn't rich or nothing, but my mother was, doing, she had 2 jobs, so she worked real hard. So, she take care of her boys, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I had a couple of things, you know what I mean? But that's how we do. So we writing over the phone. And I was like, yo, as we writing it, it's like a beat that you flew, like it was to flow on. Like you just get busy. Like don't overthink it. Just rock. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
yo, just catch a big one. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. So when you listen to the lyrics to Blue Cheese, it's not a lot to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a lot substance wise. Like I pride myself on not wasting any bars when I write, right? But Blue Cheese is really just kind of like it would be the equivalent to Joe Budden's Pump It Up.
Pump. Yeah.
That
Pump. Pump. Pump it up. Yeah.
Yeah, pump it up if you came to get it up. It's not
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
really saying anything
Yeah.
significant.
Yeah.
But it's a bop though. He catches wreck on that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
what you're looking to hear over that beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, just try to get on that beat and be like, yo, the logical equation of thoughts and pop. It's like, what are you doing, son? Like, you overload in the beat. Like, just let it just bop on it. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people make fun of that song, but it's like, don't make fun of that song because it's brilliant. That's the song that needed to be on that beat. You know what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
Blue Cheese, it was like, yo, don't try to get too deep, son. Like, just rock out. I was like, yo, this beat is crazy. I was like, yo, son, keep this in mind. That's what I'm telling you. I had just, it's a long ass explanation, but this is the most comprehensive explanation of this I've ever given. Though. At the time, I had just watched a program on television or something like that, and they was discussing how the average listener, radio listener, listens with a fourth grade reading skill.
Wow.
Yeah. So not that that's their own not that that's the level of their reading, but that's where they're reading from at that point. That's the comprehension. And so I was like, yo, son, I was telling her, I said, I just seen this, man. I was like, yo, son, we gotta keep it simple, man. I
Yeah.
said, yo,
Yeah.
we just could call this song, we could call this song Blue Cheese, yo. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah, let's call it Blue Cheese. And he was like, all right, and we was on that De La Soul thing too. So we was
Okay.
big fans
Yeah.
of them. So that didn't hurt. You know what I mean? That we were just gonna come with this abstract name. And that's how it was in them days. That's That's how it was in them days, man. Like that's what we did. So we called it blue cheese. And then once it got real, and this was a record that was actually coming out, we was like, yo, blue cheese mean whack MCs. Well, how's that? Why? Because they blue, because they sad, and cheese because they cheesy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you a whack MC. Like, we just bullshitted. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front. It was just bullshit. Like, but it was what it was. It worked in them times. Like, that's how that you can get over like that.
Now, did you know what you had with that song? I mean, did you think it would become a number one rap single on billboards?
Yes, we thought that song was gonna blow, to the extent that we fought for that to be the first single, because initially they wanted Anyway the Wind Blows to be the first single, which was the B-side to Blue Cheese.
Okay.
And now, in retrospect, if we had, and I tell you, yo, this is heavy, because had we dropped Anyway the Wind Blows, the UMC story would be significantly different. Because number one, that song had a harder edge.
Okay.
So the approach to the song would have been a little more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Um, Secondly, the first verse in that rhyme is Haas, and he says something to the extent of, he says, well, it came to my attention. Many had slept on the you. Even so, show them that you kept on and grew. Yeah, I did. This is from a flower, yes, a master. Wu-Tang blower on the board. You pass the microphone. So the first time you hear the words Wu-Tang
Hmm.
is in Anyway the Wind Blows. It's the first time you ever hear this. You heard?
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's the first time you hear Wu-Tang, you ever hear of it, is on our record. Um and Yeah, so had we put that record out first, we would have been an entirely different group. But we were at the time, again, like I said, we wanted to be a national hip hop group. We wanted to have like that sort of Kid and Play success.
Hmm.
We wanted to have a national success. We didn't just want to be like drop a song that was like, well, it's dope in New York, but is somebody in someplace else going to be able to relate, connect? Are they going to be able to tap in? Maybe not. So we didn't want it to be like that. We wanted to have a bigger reach, and we went with Blue Cheese. And I think in retrospect, it's Monday night quarterbacking type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about it now, sometimes I wish that we did go with Anyway the Wind Blows, because like I said, I think that it would have gave us a little more credibility, a little more street credibility. I sometimes feel like we leaned too into the happy go lucky guys,
Okay.
and it eventually backfired on us, because we came out of the time where this pendulum was swinging towards a more like, towards the sound that we're kind of hearing now, which was the beginnings of that at that point. And so that was when cats started calling creative artists, intellectual artists, fun artists, happy rappers, or sellouts and stuff, crossover artists. And so, we kind of suffered that, what I mean, a little bit, not a lot of it, actually, what I mean?
Now, when the album dropped, y'all charted 36. Now, was that high for back then for a rap album, or did you expect it to be higher?
I was pretty like, listen, King, you gotta think of it like this, King. There's 8 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and you
sometimes you
30, yeah,
gotta,
you got 36 best, yeah, like,
you know
that's
what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's
sometimes you
good.
gotta like put things in a proper perspective.
Yeah.
There's 8 billion human beings running around this blue orb that's floating in the sky. You heard? Of 8 million people. And then let's go even a step further. How many billions of people in the history of mankind have lived and died and just and no one even knows they existed, right?
A lot. A
You know
lot.
what I'm saying? And then a lot doesn't even
Yeah.
infinitesimal
Yeah.
amount. You know, you were talking about like you couldn't even really properly calculate that using layman logic. You know what I'm saying, right? And
Yeah.
and you think to yourself, right? Yo, son, I put an album out that went to number 36 in the and let's not even say of all time. In that time,
Yeah.
I had an album that was number 36 in the world of all the cats that's making music. I'm number 36. And let's then go a step further and say, yo, which I think actually I'm higher than 36, to be honest. I think if you're looking at like Wiki and stuff like that, it's inaccurate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
So it really was it really went higher than that, but I can't say for sure. So let's defer to 36 just for the sake of discussion, right? Um, but here's another fact: Blue Cheese was the number for two
Yeah.
weeks, for 2 weeks of my life, right? Yo, me and my man's
Had the best rap song on the planet.
was the number one in the world of 8
Yeah.
billion people. We was the number one in the world. So like, yo, I don't care. Yo, if you be the heavyweight champion for you beat the
Yeah.
champ, you the heavyweight champion. The next fight you have, you get beat. Son, guess what people call you? Champ.
Champion.
You the
Yeah.
champ. Yo, what up,
Yeah.
champ? I'm the champ, son. Like you can't.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, yo. Hey, Google, turn on the living room lights. Okay, that's better. Yeah. So, yo, you be the champion, son. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you can't what you gonna tell me? So, you know, did I think that I would be no, of course you aspire to do that, but I've always the way that I'm talking now has kind of been the way I kind of look at life all the time. Like I've been very mindful of my how I perceive things, you know what I'm saying? And not on no self-help book business, just on some common sense thing. Like sometimes you gotta step back from the situations and kind of see them for what they are from different perspectives, you know what I'm saying? And say, yo, son, yo, you had a number one record. The next single was number two. So
Two.
guess what that
Yeah.
means? You're not a one hit wonder.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You got two hits. Because number one and number two, them hits, that's not, you don't go to number two and it's like, oh, well, that
And that's
flop.
rare. That's rare. To go one and two on two singles for an
You know what
album,
I'm
that's
saying?
very rare.
And what happens is people like, and that's the thing about these like numerical listens and stuff that people don't really tap into. That's like, yo, son, well, ain't nobody talk about the second, who's in second place. Yes, they do. Because guess what? Whoever was buying that much of that product to make it second place, they
Yeah.
was talking about that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't be second place and be whack. You can't
Yeah.
have a number one record and have a number two record and be whack. Like that's not how that works. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't work like that. That's crazy. So, and I'm not saying, and let me say, I'm not saying this even to like shine up the UMC's history because I think that UMC's have a dope history. We're a group that people really enjoyed and we brought a lot of fun to people. They had a great time. We had a great stage show. We're innovative as musicians. The music that we made was innovative for the times. It has yet to be matched. In fact, you know what I'm saying? That anybody
Yeah.
that do some real producing and no hip hop will be like, yo, son, the UMC, that album is crazy, son. That was everybody I talked to that's a real one will tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, nah, you don't see, son, I remember when I was in high school, yo, son, I was in junior high school, yo, God. So I know that, it's not like if you don't know, you don't know. I'm not gonna feel no way about that because that means you're not really hip. Cause so that ain't for me to be worried about. But why I say it really is for the person that might be watching this program and watching me talk and listening to this discussion, and you looking at your successes in life and you're questioning the value of your successes or you're measuring them up against some phantasmagorical level of success that have nothing to do with you. So, listen, I sit in the same bracket as Jay-Z and 50 Cent and, Tyler the Creator and, Nas and anybody else that you could mention that's a number one artist. I'm number one, yo. Like, yo, fam, if you set your mind and you did something and you say, yo, I'm trying to do this and you do it, you did that, fam.
Yeah.
And don't never let nobody take that from you. Like, don't let people like talk you out of that or talk that down for you. Like, you did that, son. Sometimes we gotta look at things at scale. All right, was you able to scale what you did all the way as big as this person? Nah, you wasn't able to achieve that. Okay. Did you do it though? Yeah. Did you set out to do that? Yeah. And you did it? Yeah. How many people in the world did that? Not many. My man, you're a winner. And enjoy being a winner because you did that. Because guess what? There's a million cats that dreamt of doing it, ain't even get it off the ground, fam. And that, whatever that is, it's whatever that is, yo. Like, it's ain't a music discussion. This is yo, you was the first person in your family to buy a home.
Yeah.
Are you measuring your home up against lifestyles of the rich and famous? Like, why, son? Like, why would you even do that to yourself
Yeah.
when, yo, in your family line, nobody ever owned a home, and you were the first. Yo, you made it through college, yo. You managed to get the grade average that you thought was where you wanted to be. Yo, I got 3.4. Yo, I the hell 3.5 through college, man. You know what I'm saying? First one in my family to hold, to go to college, man. Yo, son, you did that, son. You reached a milestone that before you didn't exist. My mother grew up in a home, yo. She played with paper dolls as a kid, man.
Damn.
She's a single mother raising two boys. You understand? And I've been able to show my mother amazing things. Like if I ain't did nothing else in my life, I did that. Like I really did that. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that, again, not to toot my own horn, you know what I'm saying? A lot of cats come on here, they, the whole rap thing is like this whole like posturing and shit. I'm not on that time. Like that's corny to me. Like I'm a real man. Like I don't do that kind of lame shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm into more like real shit, like what's really going on in life, man. Like this is what's really going on in life, man. Like, people not really like tapping into their greatness. You're not even seeing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like how amazing you are. And this and the things that you did that, there but for the grace of God go out, man. How did you even manage to live to do that? And you did it. You know what I'm saying? And how did you even fam, you know how many sperm cells is in your daddy's balls? How many times could you have got jerked off into a sock that somehow or another your batch? Oh, you think about that shit for a minute.
It
Like,
might be one of the funniest things I heard on this podcast so far.
yeah, I know, right? But yo, think about it for a minute. Yo, you think of how many times you could have ended up, how many
You might not
times
even be existed. Yeah.
your batch, you know how fortunate you are that the batch you was in managed to arrive to your old moms, you know what I'm saying? And then the day of the big race, there was millions of y'all, and you came
You
in
came first.
first
You came in first.
place.
Yeah. You was the first one to the ovaries.
You heard? And then you done managed to burrow in there quicker. You got it all you won the biggest race of your life out the break to
Uh,
live.
yeah.
And
I
I
never
think
thought
that,
about that. That's crazy, man.
yes, and so when you making moves, man, and you trying to do your thing, and you have an option, and you thinking the obstacles you see. You can say to yourself, yo, I could have
I
been
came
seated
into
in a
this world
tissue.
number one. Yeah.
I'm the number one,
I
yo.
came into
I
this
won,
world in first place.
I outran millions of these motherfuckers to get here, yo. I made it, yo. You heard? So, and it's funny, man, but when on the serious side of it, it's real, son. Like you got to think about that sometimes, man. When you be down and out because a particular situation, a particular circumstance ain't going your way, and you not thinking like, nah, son. Like I'm up, be like I'm up. Like I done something amazing. I just gotta let me do what I could do with what I got, and let me look at it from the perspective that I'm looking at. Yo, you think about this? How many cats? Y'all see? I seen the video where this had not like it's just this is the most not hip hop interview, right? But it's real shit though, man. So I don't care.
Yeah.
When I go on these interviews, I don't talk about what nobody want me to talk about. I talk about what I want to talk about. I'm gonna keep it short with you. I just talk about what my spirit tell me to speak to, right? So, yo, I watched this show the other day, King. I don't know what not show whatever it was, man. I come across them. I might have been scrolling. This is a couple years back, not the other day. It's years back, but it just like feel like the other day, right? And I'm seeing these two kids, and they're in some like quote unquote third world country, right?
Okay.
And yo, it's like desolate. It's like kind of deserty, trashy. Like so, it's like meaning to say like it's trash and shit around, but it's like a desertish kind of look thing. You know what I'm saying? And yo, I think they had like a semi flat ball and they was had like like twig like branches, and they was like doing some kind of like rolling it around type of thing. And boy, them kids was just having a great fucking time, bro. Like they were just laughing and having a ball, bro. And I remember watching that, man, and I was like, yo, I was humbled. Well, not humble, but I was like, a revelation came to me. It wasn't a humbling thing as much as it was like, wow. Right. And I'm like, yo, there's joy in any condition.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah, happiness is a choice.
Yeah, to some extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think to a very large extent, it's a lot of these things are choices, right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I think there's some components of it that, like, I don't know how happy you can be devoid of like, let's say you get in a car accident and your penis gets locked off. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I lost my balls. I don't know how you recover the happiness from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you can find other things to be
Some
happy
do
of,
though.
but it would be it wouldn't be this would not be a choice issue here. This would be
Yeah.
more of this would be like I'm striving to be happy after that. You know what I mean? But I'm saying like, you know, I know you guys are like, whoa, what is the two talking about? I'm just saying though, real talk. You know, but I'm saying real talk though, it's like I'm watching these kids have a good time and I'm saying to myself, yo, how blessed am I to be in this situation? Yo, look at the genetic lottery that I won to be born in a region and the location I was born in. Yo, fam, 200 miles to the north, south, east, or west, I would have been born it might have been a million miles away from hip hop.
Yeah, yeah.
10 years earlier, a million miles away from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even talking about a whole different country, a whole
Yeah.
different region. You know what I'm saying? So I just really like, I don't know why I'm so compelled to have this conversation today, but because it's things I should be really promoting stuff that's happening, so I'll get on that shit. But I'm just, I think that, again, I'm spirit guided. So, the spirit is speaking to me and like it's speaking through me. And the conversation I have, I feel like maybe it is the conversation I need to be having. For whoever might hear this conversation, might be one person that hear this that they tripping off what I'm talking about, but maybe something in what I'm saying is resonating for them. Like, yo, son, he trippy, son, a bug out, but that shit he's saying is real. And that's more important than me telling you the details about why I pitch records and bullshit like that. Like you can find that shit out on we didn't talk about that shit a million times, but having an authentic point of view of somebody that's had these kind of experiences, how they view life and how they've endured through life, and the way that they are able to perceive life in such a way that makes even at 53, that person is still vibrant, still full of energy, still alive and well, still rhyming at a high level. Um, you know, doing all the things that he wants to do. And not because he was rich, because I've never made money off of hip hop like that. You know what I'm saying? We never got paid for albums and none of that stuff. And yet, as I speak to you, I'm sitting in my raggedy ass house that I'm renovating right now, but I own it. It's mine. I ain't paying no mortgages or no rent. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't get that from rap music, man. I just got that from being intelligent and working hard and making strong moves and the sacrifices that were required And to be able to be, my family is near me. My daughter's over there, my son's over there. My other son took a vacation, but we got like a compound on my little property, you know what I'm saying? And you know, my family love me. I love my family, and my family encourages me to continue to do the things that I wish to do. And I think that that's more important, that we have more conversations like that in hip hop, because it's not just entertainment, man. This is a community.
Yeah.
And, a community has to have something more to it than just bullshitting each other and marketing to each other. Like, there's got to be a space where motherfuckers is having a real conversation about real life and how they engage in real life, so that we can not just be an entertainment to one another, but that we can be a beacon to one another, that we can be an inspiration and a hope for each other, and an encouragement, and a source of peace as well. Like, like, yo, nah, son, it's, hip hop's supposed to talk about what's really going on. And, I have a verse that I say, these rhymes is realer than a childhood in the ghetto or a 10-room mansion on a grassy meadow. Like, both of these conditions is real, son. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that have a 10-room mansion on a fucking grassy meadow. There's really people like that out there in this
Yeah.
world. And there's plenty of them. You know what I'm saying? And just as much as it's just as real as a kid that's, sleeping foot to head in the bed with his brothers and sisters in the projects right now with dog-sized rats. And that's real that's a real experience. But for us to act like the only experience that we going through in hip hop is the very worst conditions is madness, yo.
Yeah. It's something I'm really interested in asking you about. I mean, you would end up changing the name to NY Oil. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Yes, NY
Now,
Oil.
so I thought this was very interesting. So back in December 2006, said around the same time Nas releases critically acclaimed "Hip Hop Is Dead," you put out a video on MySpace, which that's when I first started getting popping, was on MySpace on the internet, and then YouTube, and it was called "Y'all Should All Get Lynched." Now,
Yes.
what's really I want to know about is, like, that video ended up getting censored 48 hours later, right?
Yes. No,
On
it went to
YouTube, on
it went
YouTube it
on
said.
48 hours, it went to a million. So it was one of the first videos to go to a
Well,
million.
it says YouTube had banned the video. Did they
But
ban the
then,
video?
well, what happened was, so 48 hours after it went up, it went
Uh-huh.
to a million, right?
Okay.
And then within about a week or so, or a couple
Mhm.
weeks, it got banned. So
Okay.
it was the first hip hop video to be banned on YouTube. Um,
That's
in the
interesting,
original,
especially in that time.
in the original format, yes.
Yeah.
That's how it was in them days. Yeah. So when Soldier Boy be talking all that fly shit about he the first to do this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Um, we were the first to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, type of thing. Like, so I actually might be ahead of him on that in terms of uh YouTube, because YouTube had only been around for about a year or 2 years at that point.
That's why I
You
was
understand?
saying, like, this was still early in the game for YouTube, and,
Yeah.
like, what was the reasoning that they gave you behind that?
Because they are saying that the content of of it was vulgar, even though there wasn't, it wasn't, but it was, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was harsh. And no matter how you bounce and flip it, cats be wanting to act like everything is so great in this world, but there are people that don't want Black America to receive certain messages,
Mhm.
especially ones that are empowering or admonish the bullshit that other groups seem to love to profit off of.
Okay.
So, there's a class of people. I won't even just say a race of people, but a class of people that feel like presenting Black America in the lowest, from their lowest nature. Like, if we presented white America from there, like, I used to do this job as a HUD home surveyor, right? In one of my lives of
Mhm.
living, right? And I used to have to go to take pictures of the trailer park homes.
Okay.
I have never seen such depravity. Like, I've been to ghettos all over the world as a result of being a recording artist, right?
Mhm.
And I never seen a ghetto condition worse than a trailer park. This is all white people live in the trailer park,
Yeah.
but it's never represented to media. You're never going to see that. You see what I'm saying? They never represent themselves that way. You dig?
Yeah.
But Black America, they can't stop themselves from glorifying the lowest condition of Black America possible. What's up, B?
Kind of like how rap
It's
music
in the
is doing
studio.
now, right?
Is that exactly? Because I'm not sure. It shouldn't be locked. Hold on a second, B. Let me just give.
It's
Yeah,
it's cool.
leave it unlocked because I'm gonna go in a minute after I finish my interview. Um, yeah, like no, they've been doing that to hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel like I know this to be true because again, when that time when they started outmoding creative and an intellectual hip hop, there was a time where hip hop was anti-drug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was a time that talking about being, you smoking weed you could get by with. You know what I'm saying? But even in that point, even in that you wasn't talking about. You wasn't talking about that kind of stuff. If you was, it was very coded. If you was saying anything like that, you heard. But like, yo, cats, you know, uh, celebrating being on like Xan or like Xanax or popping Percocet
Yeah.
or drinking lean. Like, yo, you a
Lean.
junkie?
Yeah.
Like, wasn't nobody ever. Like, that's crazy. Like, and
Yeah.
not even on no, this ain't no old timey talk. This some like, yo, you a fucking junkie, dog. Like, what is we talking about? Like, it's this junkie
Yeah.
rap,
You
yo.
didn't
Like,
hear nobody in hip hop like bragging about they smoking crack like that
like
or nothing.
you could never, like, who would ever even want to be associate themselves with the idea of being a fiend? Ain't nothing special. Like, that's
And
not
they try to make it
dope.
cool now. They try to make it
Like,
like it's a cool thing now.
yo, that's crazy. It's like, yo, my man's a junkie trying to front. You know what I'm saying? Like we and but what it is that all right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. The problem with like people that love hip hop or anything for that matter, right? Is that y'all would tend, and I say y'all because I don't exist in the same reality that y'all exist in because I've seen behind the curtain, so I know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying about this, right? But and by that I mean like marketing and what an opinion maker is, what an influencer truly is, what propaganda is, how those things are, how marketing is really used to the level of having a team of psychologists come in and discuss how to effectively manipulate the minds of the people that you're targeting. Music
Yeah.
is a mathematical equation. It's not just a feeling thing. It's not. It's not all that it is. It is uh, actually something that's have a mathematical theory connected to it. So there's certain chords that a person can play that will impact you a certain way, literally. Just the same way as now they show a lot more that how the water is affected by the different tones they can play, or how sand can be, the shapes that sand will make if it's laid on top of a speaker. So the resonance of those frequencies will force it to make a certain shape. This is, remember, your body is 78% liquid or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think that if that's what sound is doing to water, what
It's
is it
doing that
doing
to
to
your
the
body.
blood in
Okay.
your body?
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just the same way as when people act weird during a full moon is the same reason why the whole bodies of the ocean move and they function different when you have a full moon.
Yeah.
So what is your blood in your body is having a different interaction. That's why this is where the whole werewolf thing goes on. But I digress. My point, because a lot of stuff be rooted in truth, right? So my point being is hip hop fans and fans of most anything else think that you're smarter than you are, and you're not. You know what I'm saying? and you think that you're not susceptible to the same things that everybody else is susceptible to. Let me ask you a question, fam.
Hmm.
Do you know when you drive your car, right? Assuming that you drive your car, right?
Okay.
And you listen to, if you ever listen to radio, I bet you there's a phone number that you know that you've never called, you've never needed, but you know the phone number because there's a commercial that comes on and a part of that jingle is a fucking phone number. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know, you
There's
probably
one.
thinking that
There's one
nine
around
nine nine
Fayetteville
nine
like that.
603 four four
Yeah.
four three. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, I know what the fuck. I know this number better than I know my mother's number right now. I don't know no phone numbers no more, but I know this number. You understand?
We got a
Yo,
couple around here in the Ville. We got the chiropractor Nelson and Nelson Chiropractic Center. They care for you. And we got
yo, you know, and you see, like, yo, you know the jingle in the whole nine.
yeah.
My stepfather, God rest his soul, he used to say, I don't cha to no commercials and Superman don't need no cape. And you know, it took me years to fully grasp that, right? But you know, cha to no commercial. Like I don't dance to no commercials because they give you these jingles and
Yeah.
have you dancing. You done bought the product before you even heard you, before you even tested it.
Yeah.
You understand? So I say all that to say that a lot of people think that you know, like y'all immune to these mechanisms. Yo, you notice everything in the supermarket is colored blue, yellow, or red. Every packaging that you get is
Hmm.
blue,
I've
yellow, or
never
red.
really peeped that out, but now that you
When you
said
go to the
that,
store next,
I'm gonna
any
be
store you
looking.
go,
Yeah.
you will see it's blue, yellow, Wonder Bread. You see them little dots on Wonder
Yeah,
Bread, the
yeah.
little
It's
blue,
blue,
yellow,
white,
red.
and red. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
You know what I'm
yellow. Yeah,
saying?
blue, yellow, red.
Look
Yeah.
at look at any and Tide. Tide is you know,
The
look at Tide.
pancake
Look at
box. Pancake box is like red and yellow, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're always gonna be those colors because
Tide,
those
yeah, red
colors,
and yellow. Tide's red and yellow.
you know what I'm saying? Anything that you any popular brand got them colors. You know what I'm saying? Look at Pepsi, look at Coca-Cola, look at all these huge brands. All of them got some iteration of those colors in it. Why? Because those are most effective in marketing to you. You will buy that shit and not even realize why you buying it. How come, yo, you be driving down the road? Why you think McDonald's advertises because you don't know McDonald's? You know McDonald's better
Yeah.
than you know any other restaurant in the world.
And
You
they
know
got the
McDonald's and Burger
yellow
King.
arches.
Yeah, but guess here's the fly
Red
thing
well,
though.
red and yellow. Red and yellow, yeah.
What Ronald McDonald wear?
Mainly
A
red and
yellow
yellow.
suit with white,
Yeah.
a yellow and white striped suit, and a red
Yeah.
nose and red shoes
Even
and a red
KFC.
afro.
KFC. KFC is red.
Bomb. You understand what I'm saying? So all of these things, and this is not that you know, off the top of the head, quote unquote, common sense conspiracy theory. No, fam, go
Yeah.
look this up for yourself on Google. For those that's watching, and you will see that, yo, this is not something, they're not new to this, yo. They're true to this. This been going on for years, especially since color TV. Like once color TV came and they knew that they could like get you at home, yo, the game got crazy. Now, here's the interesting thing they use those colors, but you know what color is the most visual to the human eye?
What?
Green.
Okay.
That's the color that we can see the most variations of. Not these other colors, but those other colors resonate with humans on a certain level. Certain colors, if you want to convey a certain mood, you wear certain colors. Yo, you notice politicians don't point no more? You know, they do stuff like this. Or they do stuff like this,
I
or you
never
know, but
noticed
they don't
that.
do this no more because this is considered a. If I'm pointing at the camera, it feel like people watching this right now feel uncomfortable. But we keep pointing at the camera. You understand? What I'm saying
Okay.
they inadvertently don't realize that that's happening to them, but they feel like yo, I'm pointing in your face. Like I mean, me looking at myself doing it right now, I feel a little uncomfortable. You understand what
Now
I'm saying?
is all this like stem from like Edward Bernays? I remember I read about him. He was like the nephew of like I want to say Sigmund Freud or something like that, but they say he's like the godfather of propaganda in America.
And so you have this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And we be thinking that Oh, there's no way they doing that to us. Now they know I doing that to me. I ain't falling for nothing like that. My man, you fall for that every day. You buy bottled water.
Yep.
Bottled water's tap water. What are you buying? Why are you buying bottled water? Oh, because it come in a plastic bottle that's convenient for me. You ain't got no plastic bottles around the house from all the soda you've been drinking?
Well, that's like I heard that like there was some kind of what is it, like original corn is originally green or something, and the corn that we have is like man-made manufactured yellow or something like that.
Well, I don't know. From what I understand, corn to be is Myers. I'm not even saying that right, but it was more like colorful. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like you have and it was small. It didn't look the
But it
same, and it
wasn't
looked
originally yellow, they said. They said
nah.
they
They,
made
you
it
know
that
they
way because it just looks better.
it looks better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why American food got so many chemicals that make the food banned in other countries because they done cultured us such that we won't want to buy the food as it actually looks.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? Rotting meat doesn't look pink and pretty.
yeah.
Real beef doesn't look like that. Like I go to a farm and we buy a portion of a cow now.
Uh-huh.
So we bought like an eighth of a cow that hold us over for like 3 or 4 months of
Okay.
really great beef, right? And and it depends on how many people at the house because sometimes our kids are they off doing their own thing. So if they doing their own thing, it'll last us even longer. But long story short, we buy an eighth of a cow. I think that's how much we bought last time. And yo, that beef did not look the same as the shit in the store, bro. And I knew it was straight off. It was straight off the cow. You
Yeah,
heard? I met the cow that I ate. I ain't gonna lie to you. You heard? Oh,
yeah,
hi. You know, like I'm glad I'm gonna eat you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how real that was. Brought him to the slaughterhouse, did him dirty, cut him up, bang, here you go. Ground, package the food. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, son, like that, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not the same. I have a garden in the back. We grow about 20% of our food or out of, you know what I'm saying? Like 20% of our produce come from the garden. You know what I mean? Like so we grow shallots, onions, zucchini, tomatoes, collard greens, lettuce, eggplant. We grew pumpkins this year, uh, carrots. Um, we try and grow these fruit trees, but these shits we struggling with that shit. But yeah, so that's just some of the stuff that we grow, and all of that to say that it don't be looking like the store fruit because everything there's no such thing as a vegetable. It's really just fruit, right?
okay.
Um, because if it have seeds, it's a fruit. It's considered a fruit. You know what I'm saying? Um, but all of the fruit that come from these plants, uh, they don't be big as the store. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't be that way. It's different. Like it
Yeah.
don't be the same way. It's like it's not the same, bro.
Yeah,
It's
my
not the
grandfather
same.
had a garden and it definitely wasn't the same.
And then it don't taste the same either. Like it tastes better. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, my wife, the first time we grew, she called it collard greens, and I'm not no collard green dude like that. Like I could eat them on Thanksgiving, but I ain't like, yo, let's get some collard greens. Yo, she made some collard greens. Them shits was so good. All right, and she ain't do nothing different than she did with any other collard greens. You heard? Bro, them shits was so good. I was like, yo, make me a bowl of them collard greens real quick. Let me just get some collard greens. Just the greens? Yeah, them shits was good. You already they was buttery steak. Oh, shit. Boy, I tell you, I sound crazy talking about this right now. I sound crazy than all other crazy shit I said today. But I'm here to tell you, like, but what it is that all of that to say to get not just because we went off on a wild tangent, but the reason that I speak to that is because um holy shit, we were talking about NY oil. That's crazy. But the reason why I get off on that tangent is because you gotta realize that oh somebody's licking off. Hold on a second. It has that's gunplay. Hold on a second, young.
All right.
Motherfucker shooting gun, and you go outside to go see what's up. Hold on a second.
All right.
Well, my son in the house, so I'm good. I ain't worried about that shit. I ain't no problem. That shit is crazy. You just this shit would have went viral if it was. You'd have been like, oh shit.
Gotta clip that up now.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, because you'd have been like, yo, you'd have seen something you would have been stunned to see. Like, yo, you good?
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, you heard that though, right?
Yeah. So I stepped outside.
Oh, you did? Okay, because I was like, yo, it's about to be World War III out here in a second.
Fireworks. I was like, that's not a firework.
Them ain't fireworks.
That's not fireworks. There's nothing left. There's no res. I said that's different.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I need to hear with that because I ain't hear none of that.
I see a boy walk down the street and then went down that way. So when I heard it, I'm like, did it just get set off? Like this? Like
Yes, man. I don't know. That was close. Well, you know, you got the thing though, so we good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what time it is.
All right, we about to be hitting the hour 30 mark here in a second. I want to get one more, like a couple more questions in real quick.
Yeah, I'll try to answer them succinctly. For me, yo, I know this is the wildest. I just had to be the most unique interview, but I hope somebody found some value in this crazy shit. Let me just finish. Let me put a period on this last point real quick, and just to say that I make all this talk about marketing and the mind control of it and the propaganda of it to say that, yo, fam, don't think that you like stuff because you like it. That's not the only reason why you like it. You like it because somebody told you to like it. And it's very important that you take control over your own mind sometimes. And don't allow yourself to be so manipulated that you lose sovereignty over your own opinions and your own thoughts. You know, to hell with that influencer crap and that opinion maker crap, man. Make your own decisions about what you enjoy and what's healthy for you and what's good for you. Stop being lazy and stop being unwilling to sacrifice a little bit so that you got the pleasure of your own choice and your own decisions and the value that they bring to you. That's what I wanted to say on that.
I want to ask you about a controversial topic that every time I put a clip out, it seems to get a lot of traction. And do you got an opinion about this whole topic about Puerto Ricans and hip hop, whether they were there or not from the
Sure, I
beginning?
do. Sure, I do. All right. So if we talking about the 70s in the Bronx, 60s, 70s in the Bronx,
Mm-hmm.
there is a mild migration of Puerto Ricans in these areas. It's
Okay.
not, it's not, first of all, there's not even as many Puerto Ricans at this point in damn near in Puerto Rico as there are blacks in New York. You know what I'm saying? So we're
Yes.
not, population wise, there's not going to be as many, right? Um, but the fact is that there were Puerto Ricans in these same projects that Black Americans are in.
Okay.
There are Puerto Rican people, there are white people that are in these same conditions at a lesser degree. It's understood. You understand? So, were there Puerto Ricans at the beginning of hip hop? Sure, of course there was. There's plenty of people that we see that's there that are there saying, nah, well, look, DJ Charlie Chase was like, nah, we ain't start none of this, but we was there. Of course they
Yeah.
was there. You know what I'm saying? Of course they was there. Here's what the real story and the real conversation should be about. And let me give it to you so that this is a bite-sized clip.
Okay.
Where do Puerto Ricans stand in hip hop? Listen, they stand in the same place that everybody else that loves this culture stands in.
Okay.
They may not have been the originators of the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
They may not have been the ones that say, yo, we're gonna go out in the park and we're gonna set this off like this and this is how we're gonna create. Who did that? No one did that. No one set out to make hip hop.
Yeah. It just
So
happened.
it happened. And a
Yeah.
confluence of situations that happened, right? But what we know is this. The Latino influence in hip hop through b-boying, right? Through Latin culture and Latin music, it's the value that it brought to it. Their embracement of it is will help expand hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know that Years ago, when hip hop was first starting and the first groups that was performing hip hop before they was getting record deals, guess where they had to go to perform?
Where?
They had to go to punk rock clubs because that was the only place that would accept the music. Who populates punk rock clubs? What color are they?
White people, right?
White.
Yeah.
White kids, that white middle class kids that were on some anarchist buck the system shit, and they were going. They had they punk rock clubs. This is why when you look at Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and you look at
Mhm.
the outfits they was wearing, it's very reminiscent of what punk rock artists.
Yeah, yeah. I never thought about that.
Bang. So now, am I now how I look telling white people that they don't have any kind of what so do they have? Don't can't they claim some of hip hop too?
I
If
mean,
I'm
I ain't
somebody
gonna
that had the
lie.
venue that if I had the venues that facilitated you being able to promote your music and perform your music, don't I have some stake in that claim?
I mean, I
That's
do
ill,
get
right?
offended over the white guys in hip guests in hip hop thing. I do get pretty offended by that. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, but but here's the thing. Listen, I got a friend, he's a white guy, my dude B-Boy Juice, who I'm actually gonna be rocking with next week at his event. He's a B-Boy and he's gonna have a B-Boy event I'm a judge on. Great guy. I was doing my event, Beats and Bars Barbecue. He came over, helped me dig a trench around my property so that we could have drainage on it.
Damn.
Did he um when he came to Beats and Bars Barbecue, was he a guest or was he a contributor to the event?
It sounded like he contributed if he helped you dig up a trench.
Right. But was he a guest at my house?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a guest at my house. Does
yeah.
that make him not, was he an honored guest?
I would say so if he helped you
You fucking
dig
right
up
he
a
was an
trench.
honored
Yeah,
guest. You damn
yeah.
right he was an honored guest. Is he my friend? Yes.
It sounds like it if he helped you
You
dig up
damn
the
right he
trench.
is.
Yeah,
And do I value his contribution into what what I do?
I would hope
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I damn sure do. Hence
Yeah,
why I'm going to be doing what I'm doing for him when he needs me, because that's what friends do. And if
yeah,
you're a friend of somebody and you're a friend of the music, you're a friend of the culture, you do what friends do. You're there for a friend. If somebody could listen, Mama, get my honored guest. That's all I want to know. Because see, there's some white people that really don't mind themselves in the culture. They insert
yeah,
themselves in ways that are outright truthfully offensive. And this is and they really seek to do what's called revisionist history. And they should be checked by anybody that see that. You know what I'm saying? But what's wrong with being a guest in some place if you are honored guest? Somebody lets you into their home. That's a beautiful thing. Somebody
yeah,
thought enough
yeah,
about of you that they said, yo, come to my home. I'd love to have you over. Come over. Come eat with me. Come sit in my nice couch that I spent $1,500 on. That got that goes all the way back like this. I could just rear back like I could go straight to sleep in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Come over and watch TV with me and let's have a drink. My guest in Islam, we say for your guest the best. You shouldn't be offended by that. You know what I'm saying? And Puerto Ricans should not feel offended if somebody say, "Well, you didn't start hip hop." Nah, it's not. That's okay.
yeah,
Because guess what? Your contributions to this culture are what make the culture beautiful. It's the fact that you're in this thing. It's the
yeah,
fact that those white kids that were in punk rock clubs that had no connection to this music, punk rockers was listening to, what was called skinheads in those days.
yeah, yeah.
They were listening to what's called ska music, which is like a like kind of like an origin point music for reggae. Mm, eh,
Okay.
eh, mm, eh, eh, mm, eh, eh, mm, eh, eh. That's how ska music sound. They do this dance like this. That's what Cass was listening to. So for Cass to come in there with that boom bap, which
Yeah,
was kind of like hip hop was a disco fusion at that point. It was
yeah, yeah,
lyrics over
yeah, yeah,
disco breaks.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? For the most part, you listen to rappers delight. Doom, boom, doom. That's good times. That was a
yeah,
disco
yeah,
type song. You heard? So you got this entire juxtaposition of music coming in there, and yet and still here they are welcoming us to. So let us look at hip hop for what it is. Just the same as the world is born from black people. There's no race that can claim to have been on the planet longer than blacks, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And every nations of people have a when you trace back long enough is black lineage in it. You heard? And yet blacks are not trying to dominate the world. Everything that we do, we try to give. We be wanting to share with y'all. We love to see how y'all. You ain't nothing. No, don't nobody get love better than a white guy that could do a black dance.
fortunately, I can't dance for shit.
But that's why you getting called a guest because you get. Now you know why you not. But now, serious side, ain't nobody get love like that. Ain't nobody wait. Yo,
Yeah,
we gonna invite you to the picnic. We just can't wait. We just love to see y'all do what we do
yeah,
because what we do from love, fam. It's all love. And to me, honestly, when I look at this debate, I think that the conversation is in the wrong place. This conversation should be about, yo, we live with this music that's so powerful, this culture that's so beautiful, yo, that all of us were able to contribute something to it, regardless of what point we contributed it to it.
yeah.
We created something that we created American culture. 'Cause America don't have no culture. We created American culture and created a $1 billion industry. These young kids and these young kids out of the South Bronx that had no idea what they was creating. They wasn't creating hip hop at that point. They was just trying to have a good time, yo.
And I've always been told hip hop's supposed to be about unity, and I would say this is a very divisive. Like it's become
Well,
very divisive. I mean, you got Crazy Legs wanting to box Lord Jamar over it, and
I think
you
that,
know,
I think that that's just stupidity, right? And it's beneath all of us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's beneath me to have a discussion. Um, shame on Crazy Legs and shame on Lord Jamal. You know what I'm saying? It's a low conversation. It's a low vibrational conversation. We living in a world where, yo, we got a music style that show, man, if you love this thing enough, man, there's no race, there's no creed, no color, no geography that is more important. Yo, if hip hop were a religion, it would be the largest religion in the planet. That's how heavy it is.
yeah,
Anywhere I go, if you like this boom bap, we got something in common. Yeah, I was literally talking to this dude. I'm oh man, um, Tambori. I can't think of his first name right now. But I speak to him every so often. You know what I'm saying, through Facebook. He lives in Eastern Europe. Yo, bombs are dropping. All right,
yeah, yeah,
bombs are dropping, homie. He is a Caucasian Muslim. All right. And so, first off, he's my brother in Islam. Let's start there. But more importantly than that, because oddly enough, more importantly than that, he's my brother in hip hop because that's how I know him, through hip hop. And he calls me up and sends me a beat. And it was a cool enough beat. So I did, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get busy on it. Let me get busy on it. Send it to him, boom, here this is, whole that. He's tearful on the phone because he's gotta get on the run to protect his family because bombs are dropping.
hmm
But this is how powerful hip hop
hip
is.
hop is that he's still taking the time out to
He
do
got to
it,
get
even
that beat
though,
out to his
yeah,
boy because he got to let me. He want to hear me spit on something for him.
yeah,
That's what our culture is. So so fuck all that shit.
yeah, he's dealing with something that's actually probably more of a priority, like his getting his family
Actually,
out and his life
probably.
out.
You
Well,
know
it
what I'm
is,
saying?
it is, it is.
You know what I mean? Actually,
And he's
probably,
still
right?
like, yeah, and he's still got time to do hip hop.
That's what we should be talking about when we talk about this. Man, fuck who
Yeah.
started it. If we gonna be real about it, you know what's most important? Yo, that we all love it together.
And
That we got
he's
something that
willing to damn
connects
near
us this
die
way.
for it. He's willing to
You
damn
heard?
near die for it.
You understand what I'm saying? And hip hop is and when we talk from the tenets of the Zulu nation, is peace, unity, love, and having fun. See, so
Yeah,
before we could get to anything else, right, we got to start with peace. So we need to get out of
yeah,
eye on shit so we can have peace first, so we can have a discussion about what unity, nigga. What? Peace first, home team. Like, do we have peace?
yeah.
Are we at peace of mind? Are we having mutual respect? Do you love me like I'm supposed to love you? Like, is it, you know, so what we talking about, right? We, you know, it's peace. All right, it's peace. Ain't no problems. Ain't no war. Ain't no unnecessary negative vibrations going on. So we got peace. And because we got peace and things is comfortable, right? I get to find things that we have common ground on, things that we could connect to, things that make sense to us. And because they make sense to us, guess what I have now? Unity. See, we
Yeah.
unified in certain things because you know I found out that you renovate furniture like I do. I like the yo. I just got finished renovating this bed. Oh, why you do? What you using that shellac you're enjoying with? No, I'm not using shellac. I'm using this wood wax. Why? Oh shit! I got yo come over the house. Now we got unity. From unity, because we unified in things and we start finding these common grounds. Guess what we have? We start to develop love.
Yeah.
You understand? And because we got love for each other, man, because things is good, because there's peace, because there's unity, because there's love, guess what else guess what time it is? It's time for having fun.
Fun. Yeah.
So when we look at who all of these type of conversations, let us hearken to where we really started at, which is peace, unity, love, and having fun. And let us not forget the value of being at peace with our brothers in hip and our sisters in hip hop. Let's not forget the value of being unified. Let's not forget the beauty of having love between us, that, yo, this is a space and place that you belong, bro. You love them beats, you love that, yo, that when you heard that verse, it did something
Yep.
to you. You remember that song that got you through high school because you was going through it, but yo, that person, that particular artist wrote them rhymes and yo, it spoke directly to what was happening to you and you could never forget that. Yo, you remember that thing you felt? Yo, that's you belong to that. So that's all that matters, fam. All this other shit is whack. The fact that we even engage in these discussions is the disunity.
Yeah.
The fact that we even give audience to these loud, ignorant voices. The fact that we keep falling for the okie doke of being fractured as a community, as a culture. Let me tell you something real fast. Yo, one
Hmm.
day, man. Yo, let me tell you, I ain't gotta tell you one day. Yo, the other day, Hurricane Helene hits.
Hmm.
I'm in Augusta, Georgia. Tore my house up. Yo, if I show you how my house look right now, I gotta be mindful of how I angle it because I'm still renovating my house, right? So it
Hmm.
looks crazy in here. You understand? If I showed you the facade of my house and the roof, it's destroyed. You understand? Now, let me tell you something, fam. Yo, the hurricane hit. It's in the middle of the month. I'm gonna get money on a month basis, guy. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I stand in a month. I ain't got no bread. Yo, I got on Instagram. I was telling everybody what was going on. You know, and I kept it funky, like, yo, son, I could use the help. So if anybody got, if you got a little dime, nickel, quarter you could spare, by all means, please show love. You heard?
Hmm.
Yo, fam, I'm gonna tell you, $1,500 in 2 days from my hip hop community.
Community. Yeah.
You understand? That's the hip hop that I know.
Yeah.
What is we talking about? You see what I'm saying? I know that hip hop. I remember one time I had went to do a speaking engagement. No, excuse me, I was doing an event. Well, that's a whole nother story. But yo, my wife and I do this event called Blackbird Fly for young ladies, ages 10 to 21. We used to do it in Staten Island, New York, before we moved to Augusta. And we did this for 4 years, 5 years straight. And in them 5 years, every year I raised at least $6,000 from my hip hop community, who appreciated the fact that we were doing the work for the babies in the community. That's the hip hop I know. Tell me who started that. What race started that? Or does it even matter? When I was getting dresses from Canada, when I was getting dresses from Middle East, when I was getting dresses from Louisiana and Virginia and Texas and California, what race started that? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the hip hop I know. I know the hip hop that, yo, I met people that came to me and told me about how songs like One to Grow On and how Blue Cheese and how our overall image, that yo, they made we spoke to a part of them that they didn't even want to be able, they couldn't share with other people because they didn't think it was accepted. They lived in the hood, they lived in places where you couldn't act like you enjoy little cartoons and little geek shit and fun shit. You couldn't talk about none of that in them hoods because you would be perceived as weak. But yo, cats like UMCs, yo, we made it okay for them, and they could be their natural self. That's the hip hop I come from. You know what I mean? Not this other bullshit. I'm on that type of time. So I reject that shit, to be honest with you. I really don't give a fuck who started hip hop. All I can say is, yo, I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his intervention in the lives of myself and every other person to have an opportunity to have experienced this music in a positive and upful way and know how much it has impacted their life and made their life better for it. The fact that I could be on the phone with somebody that if it was 100 or 200 years ago, for shit, if it was 70 years ago, yo, you wouldn't be you'd be calling me boy. You heard?
Yeah.
And here we are. We sitting up here having a conversation, having a great time, having an ill, fun discussion about the impact of this music in our life. That's the hip hop I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying, King?
Yep.
I'm telling you, I don't know if we could put that in the clip, but motherfuckers could hold that.
Oh, we going to get a lot of clips. We about to be hitting the 2 hour mark. So before we
You
go, man,
already.
like what can we expect in the future from you?
Oh man, let me tell you what you can expect. And I'm gonna do this real quick. Right now, I'm finishing up production on my project, The Eye of God. You can
Okay,
expect to hear people like Do It All from Lord's Underground. You're going to hear
that's what's up.
Tajay from Souls of Mischief. I Killed the MC from Jurassic 5. You'll hear something, God willing, from AMG, from Raheem from the Grandmaster Fast and the Furious 5, Chip Food from the Food Schnickens. I'm waiting for my verse back from Sir Mix-a-Lot. You heard? Like, we're going to
Okay.
have just a bevy of cats, and I'm going to have them all spitting on this boom bap. And it's going to be an amazing hip hop album in the tradition of how hip hop albums used to be, where it was topical, where it was like things in there that you could really be like, oh shit, he had a song about this, not just me spitting, but show, not me just posturing about how I'm the baddest motherfucker in town, but songs that's like, yo, man, it's a song about something, man. And
Yeah.
it's under the idea of making hip hop fun again. It's called The Eye of God. I hope to release it April 25th. And April 25th also shares the date of the third or the second annual, but the third installment of Beats and Bars Barbecue. And it's
Okay.
happening in my house. And I encourage all your listeners, fam, if you want to be in a place where, yo, it's a vibe, it's just a vibe. Like, it's the most illest kickback in hip hop. Yo, we have a great time, yo. And it's just, you just feel so welcome because first of all, you come to my home. So you got to be made to feel welcome if you're in my home. In Islam, we say for our guests, the best. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to take care of my guests. And the people fill my house up with so much love every year. It's the most beautiful thing ever, you heard. And people drive from all over to come and be at this space and to fly in and all of that stuff. And we have an amazing time. My wife, we built the outdoor kitchen and the stage in the backyard. And we're gonna have a b-boy contest out here as well. We're gonna be doing a listening party for the album. We having performances, a live band. When my wife be chefing up, she be like, yo, go, saying they be like, yo, I want a hamburger, something like that. We like, go to the thing and go get a tomato, saying, from off the vine. So you going to get fresh tomato off the fucking vine, bro. Like, it's amazing. So that's gonna be happening on the 25th. You understand? The same day as the album release. We're gonna be Thursday, February 12th. February 13th. I'll be appearing in Connecticut, New Haven, Connecticut, with my brothers SOB, Dinko D, and I Kill the MC from Jurassic 5. And we will be performing the first iteration of this stage show that is a kind of hybrid of a play and a hip hop performance. So, wish me well, fellas, because I'm hoping that this turns out as good as we planned. And I'm gonna be releasing a song every 2 weeks for the next 6 months, starting somewhere in February. Hopefully, starting February. I'm finishing up the songs now. I would be finishing them now if I wasn't talking to you for 2 and 7 hours, long ass. But I'm just gonna be doing a lot of music. Shout out to Dexter, the show on Showtime. UMC's just had a placement on there. They played our song "Hey Here We Go" on that joint.
Okay.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And big shouts to you, fam, for having me on the show. You know what I'm
Appreciate it.
saying? Giving me the opportunity to ramble on about a whole bunch of shit that probably had nothing to do with what you expected to talk to me about. But I appreciate your patience. You heard? And
Yeah.
and most importantly, man, shouts to everybody that took the time to sit here and listen to me ramble all this time. I hope that this conversation on some level or in some space in there had some value for somebody, that maybe it spoke to something going on in somebody's life that you found important. And let's just keep it rocking, man. Let's keep
Yeah.
enjoying this culture It's not dead, man. As long as any one of us is alive to talk about it and remember it, its thing is alive and well. So let's keep doing it. Let's keep living it, and let's keep enjoying it, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kool Kim, your friendly neighborhood fly guy, and I approve this message, yo.
Well, you a friend of the show, man. Anytime you want to come on, man, please do. I appreciate you taking the time out, man. And I also do music reviews on Saturdays. So whenever you start dropping them records, man, you want to
I'm
send some
definitely,
so I
I'm
can
de-
review them
that's
live,
mandatory.
I'm with it.
That's
Yeah.
a mandatory. I'm definitely do that. Yo. Now that we connected, B, let's, like I said, man, once you make the connections, don't let them go. So, on Saturdays, y'all can expect at least every other Saturday, I'm sending something to you so that you can have something to review, man. I'm gonna definitely point all my peoples in your direction so that they can vibe and tap in, and we can increase the audience, man, because we need
Yeah.
dope people who love this culture to have a voice. We need to make sure that the right people have a voice in our culture so that our culture is protected and continues to be respected. And I salute you, King, for having that kind of show, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm one of the top guys in America right now digging in the crates for these interviews. I mean, when you look at the interviews I had last year, I felt like I really did a good job of bringing some artists on that people might have just forgot about or be overlooking right now.
Well, I think, even better than that, you know what I'm saying? You know what's even better than that, B? Whether you're the top guy or not. You know what? Are you doing what you set out to do?
Yeah.
Are,
And
are, are you talking to the people that you wanted to talk to?
yeah.
Is your audience enjoying it?
Yeah, and I definitely love what I do, and I think that's the most important part of
Then
it.
that's the most important thing, King. Fuck whether you the biggest one in America, whether you the doing it. Man, fuck all that. Yo, as long as you stay, remember, this is what we started talking about earlier on in this. Remember, I was like, yo, I'm number 36 in the
Yeah.
fucking world of a billion people. It's a billion people in this world. You know how many people would love to be able to talk to me? Not just me. Let me, I ain't talking about the myriad amount of other people that you've spoken to,
Yeah.
right? You know how many people would love to be able to sit down and talk for 2 hours with somebody like that? And here it
Yeah.
is. We done had a conversation that have jewels in it that even if you don't grasp the depth of some of the things that we discussed as you evolve in your life, you will let's go back to somebody and be like, oh shit, I can't believe me and this dude was talking about this shit. Like this was crazy because this shit tap into this shit that's going on right now.
And
And
we
you able
definitely
to
got
do
some
that,
funny
man.
clips as well too, because you said something about the being the first sperm to the ovaries and
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
balls getting cut off and
you
all
got some
types of stuff.
you got some hella fire takeaways, yo. Come on, stop playing,
Yeah.
yo. So, man, listen, yo, big shouts to you, King. Shouts to your audience. I really appreciate all y'all for checking it out. Unfortunately, I can't see the comment section and nothing like that. So I'm unable to, engage what's going on on that thing. But I'll definitely check it out. And if I happen to see anybody ask a question or something like that, what I mean, I'll tap in and answer it, God willing. So, feel free in the comment section. If you do have a question for me, I'll go on the tube and see what's good. You know what I mean? And again, fam, thanks for having me, bro.
All right, man. And enjoy the rest of your night, man.
All right, I got work to do, so let me get to it. All right.
All right.
All
Peace.
right, my dude. Peace.
All right. Wow, very interesting interview. Almost didn't know if he was going to come on there, but he did, and very long, interesting interview. Um, I had a lot more questions to ask him, but it's cool. I mean, it was very entertaining. He said some funny things, some deep things, um, and whatnot. Before I go, I want to tap back into what we got coming up. I got Young Bleed this Friday. We still got Chili Too Cold the Friday after, and the Friday after that, I got Phantasm of the Cellar Dwellers as well, and we got music reviews Saturday as well. Y'all can submit at livefromfayettenam@gmail.com. And definitely go check out the UMCs and listen to a lot of their music from back in the days. Blue Cheese is definitely one of the most memorable songs of my lifetime. The beat had a really, really feel good um sound to it. It was like one of those hip hop dance records back in the days as well too. And back into the Spotify thing before I go. So, Spotify is definitely doesn't care about unsigned independent artists. I mean, like they said, 200 million songs on the platform, 100 million songs nearly on Spotify are getting 10 plays or less in a year. And as far as it being worse than FM radio, I would argue it is. I mean, And there was one point I wanted to make before he came on. So you got Spotify. Basically, he's only paying what, $4 per 1,000. They haven't broke a single artist. And I think, like the biggest thing for me is if you listen to FM radio or your music's on FM radio and somebody's listening to FM radio, those are real people actually listen to your song on FM radio. On Spotify, the majority of the listens for unsigned artists are bots. They're not even real people. So I don't care about just does radio have low payouts. Spotify has extremely low payouts based on record sales, and radio is not supposed to be a spot where you make a living off of. It's a marketing and advertising tool. Radio was designed to break albums, to break singles, to break artists, so they could tour and they could sell albums. FM radio, I mean, Spotify isn't doing none of that. Spotify, they don't care about unsigned artists. They're not going. And another thing is, like, there's people that actually advertise with Spotify and get their music removed from Spotify, citing streaming fraud. So if you actually advertise with them and you still getting streaming fraud, what does that mean? That means that your music's still getting added to bot playlists. And I won't be surprised if Spotify is botting their own artists. We know record labels are botting their own artists because Megan Thee Stallion had 30 million plays removed from her catalog because they were bots. So FM radio is nowhere near as worse as Spotify. Because like I said, FM radio has actually broke songs and broke artists in its existence. Spotify hasn't. You could advertise with Spotify and they'll still remove your music off the platform, site, and streaming fraud. And FM radio, if you advertise with FM radio, I'm pretty sure they're going to probably play your song even more. And then if somebody's listening to FM radio listeners, those are all real listeners. They're not botting listeners on FM radio. They're botting listeners on Spotify all day, every day. So, yeah, man. We about to hit that 2-hour mark. Appreciate Kool Kim for the UMCs for coming on, also known as NY Oil. So go check him out. He's got a bunch of new stuff coming out as well, and I will keep y'all in tune to that. Appreciate everybody tuning in, especially my man Christopher Porterfield. Appreciate you, my friend. That dude be everywhere. I know that much. I always see him at all types of shows. He looks like all types of music, and I appreciate you and everybody else that tune in as well. I appreciate you. We had a decent amount of people on Instagram today, and of course we stream live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Audio version goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. And before we go, let me go ahead and play a commercial brought to by our sponsor.
Tropical drink.
Me and my team, whenever we link up, they wanna be drink up. We sit down, relax and have few glasses when there's things to think about. Like I'm nice with the boss when I tend to the bars and I'm not talking drink ups. So tell the bartender that's tending the bar to please pass me a big cup up. And tell that waitress is waiting on us to put a little ice in it. Now watch the ice become weightless like the spaceships that I be sitting in. No wait and listen, no they're waiting for that tropical twist that'll tickle your taste buds. Now taste some. Yo, I insist it's the drizzle.
I really mean it. Like Chip Fu said, you could Dizzle too. Dizzle's a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Throw your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. Also, Chip Fu will be featured on Kool Kim from UMC's new album that he's working on under the name NY Oil. So make sure y'all go to dizzlebrand.com, get your very own bottle or bottles. Appreciate y'all tuning in for another episode of Live from Fayettenam. I'm the one and only Paul Masson. Peace, and I'm out.